After 3 years, Chris Hemsworth and Sam Hargrave are back with Extraction 2. So let's talk about it. Hi, my name is Sean, and I love to talk about movies and TV way too much. With that in mind, go ahead and join me down below in the comments section. Let me know, what did you think about Extraction 2, and what is your favorite straightforward, classic action movie? Before we dive into this one, I was actually able to interview the director of this movie back in 2020 with my good friend Griffin Schiller of Film Speak. It's a very cool opportunity because I was interviewing the director of a movie, but he's also someone with a very interesting story because he was a top-level stuntman in like all of the Marvel movies of the last decade. He's a second unit director. He was a stunt coordinator like on movies like Endgame. And so it was a very cool conversation. He grew up watching a lot of the exact same movies that inspired me to be a movie critic guy. They inspired him to become a stuntman and now a director. So great conversation. Of the things I've gotten to do as a film critic, as a YouTuber, that interview was pretty high up on the list. You can check it out right up here. And let's get started talking about the movie. And it looks like 2023 is going to be a great year for action movies because this is another banger from Sam Hargrave. If you like good old-fashioned action movies, you gotta check this one out. As I mentioned before, he is a former stuntman turned director, and we're kind of in an era where a lot of former stuntmen are transitioning into directing and doing some very cool stuff. Of course, the most famous example of that is the John Wick franchise, where a couple of big famous stuntmen decided to do John Wick, and they're using the John Wick franchise to kind of push action choreography, the way those action scenes are shot, to the next level. And a lot of that is also what Sam Hargrave is doing with this movie. Like, this movie features a 21-minute long oneer. A oneer is a sequence that's designed to look like a single camera shot.
For this movie, we're gonna come out with a oneer sequence that's over 20 minutes long, where we have real helicopters landing on the rooftop of moving trains.
Now, there's absolutely hidden cuts in the sequence, but from the experience of the viewer, it plays as if you're just following this single camera shot in real time during this 21-minute long prison escape rescue sequence that is gigantic in size, where you're going through this massive prison trying to escape with tons of extras in the background. It leads into a riot, a car chase, and then it only gets bigger and bigger. And you're in multiple different locations, multiple different chases, as big of action as you can do, but it's shot as if we're all right there in a single shot, which it's so immersive. It makes you feel things a lot more when there's never a break from being present in the sequence. It's filled with just cool fights. Part of it is one of the ones featured heavily in the trailer, where there's this prison riot and you've got Chris Hemsworth gets knocked on his head, and then he grabs a riot shield and is fighting off people and catches on fire in the process because he takes a Molotov cocktail to the body.
We're about to light 5 stunt players and Chris Hemsworth on fire.
And you have Chris Hemsworth on fire doing a fight sequence, and that's just kind of like minute 3, minute 5 of a 21-minute long sequence, and it just keeps on going. And so it's just such a thrilling, exciting way to do something like this. Just looking on Twitter, there's already been quite a few comparisons to John Wick 4, and does Extraction 2 give the John Wick 4 run for its money? And I think they complement each other really nicely. Whereas John Wick is highly stylized with the way the choreography's done. There's all this world building, this kind of rich color palette, but also a lot of stuff where, like, you know, guys have bulletproof suits, so they're like using their suits to protect themselves. John Wick takes a tremendous amount of damage to himself and kind of keeps on going. And so this is not in any way to call it grounded, but it's much more anchored to a reality that we're familiar with, where people get hurt. You can't just hold up your bulletproof vest and like stop a bunch of bullets and you're cool. more grounded. The fight scenes are designed to be less stylized and kind of more visceral. So if you're fighting, there'll be guys just literally, there's scenes where they just grab a box of nails and throw it in the guy's face. They're grabbing whatever's around them. There's a shot in a gym of what happens to someone that both my wife and I went, whoa, as soon as it happened. And it's just designed to kind of put you in much more real situations. Not realistic, but things that you actually can connect with, dangling over edges, dangers that you can relate to until you feel the danger much more so than, say, in John Wick, which is so fantastical and stylized that it's thrilling and exciting, but you don't necessarily feel the danger of it as much as I would say that you feel in Extraction. On a story and character level, we dive more into Tyler Rake's backstory, kind of flesh out some things that we knew a little bit about from the first movie, but we get the details on kind of what happened, what makes him kind of as harsh, jaded as he is. Why does he have a certain code for the reason why he's doing things? This is not like a great character study. If you go into this movie expecting like, that was like a real deep look at the human experience. No, it's not that, but we are given a little bit more flesh on the bones of our Tyler Rake character, his connections to the people around him, his backstory. So it just develops it out a little bit, makes it feel like there's more to it than just guy that goes and kills people. Now, the movie is designed to be a good old-fashioned classic action film, but with the best of modern stunt work as well as filming techniques to be able to do these big, massive, immersive action sequences where you just feel present in the scene with everything taking place, where you're going from location to location, like I said, with these oneers, but even the way that it's all kind of captured, it feels huge in size with these action sequences. But at its core, it is a classic throwback action movie plot and script. And how you respond to that will probably be determined by how much you love classic throwback action movies and how much you just throw them on late at night like I do. So an example of this movie picks up where the last movie left off. So our lead character's not in great shape, and they really go to great lengths to show how beat up he is. And the movie literally uses a training montage to just fix him and cure him instantly. I've already seen some friends of mine over on Twitter make fun of that. I mean, they dug the movie, but they kind of made fun of some of that script stuff. I watch that as someone that loves the same movie that the director loves, and I go, yeah, that's how action movies are supposed to work. That's supposed to be action movie logic where a training montage cures a broken leg or whatever. It's of course cheesy and silly, but it's a throwback to a different style of doing action movies, a certain logic to them. And if you're more used to something of greater sophistication, some of those things won't play well for you. There's plenty of that type of action movie logic throughout the entire script. It's fairly straightforward. Person is in danger, go rescue them. It's classic action movie cliche dialogue. It's that sort of thing. And if you like that sort of thing like I do, you'll probably watch it and be like, oh, that was a lot of fun, that was cool. And if you watch it and you like things a little bit more sophisticated, you're not in love with old action movies the way I am, you'll be rolling your eyes at this particular script. Fair enough. I haven't seen anyone watch this movie that didn't like it though, because it delivers what you clicked on the movie for, which is awesome action. I think it is a great compliment to John Wick, where John Wick has the world building, the cinematography, highly stylized world. This is more visceral. It's more anchored to a reality. It's a lot more of people desperately trying to survive by grabbing whatever they can grab, and just you feel it a little bit more. They go really well together as two different fantastic action sequences, two different ways for top-level stuntmen to show their craft on display. Like, I got 30 minutes into this movie, and my brain was, I'm sure Sam Hargrave has got to be having meetings with every studio. They've got to want to hire this guy to try and work his magic on all of their franchises or big projects or whatever, because the star of this movie is Sam Hargrave doing awesome action stuff. And even if you look at the behind the scenes stuff on the first Extraction, the reason they were able to capture some of the awesome sequences, and I'm sure it's true of this movie too, is because former stuntman would like sit on the front of a car with a camera filming stuff. There's even behind the scenes footage of stuff where like they didn't stop soon enough, and so the car that he was like riding on the front of bumps into another car, but because he's a stuntman, he's done this enough, he just knew like, oh, I gotta lift my legs up. If he wasn't fantastic stuntman, he would have lost his legs to get some of these shots. And he only learned from everything on the first movie and took it to this next level. So I sure hope all of Hollywood is like paying attention and meeting with this guy to try and do some awesome stuff with him. And given that he's been a high-level stuntman, second unit director, stunt coordinator for the biggest franchises for the last decade, they already know him, so this must be happening already, but I had an absolute blast with it. It's a great action movie. It's not breaking any new ground on a story level, and it doesn't leave as big of a mark as John Wick. Because John Wick has such a distinct color palette, and it has the cool world building, it has more to offer that is interesting and intriguing than just fantastic action, whereas this delivers just the fantastic action. And so when you have a movie that just sucks you into the world the way John Wick does, it leaves more of an impression. This is a great action movie. It delivers like the exact experience that I wanted, but it doesn't necessarily have that next level stuff, whether a great story, amazing lead character, but it is absolutely top-notch action, and that's the number one thing this movie needed to deliver. If you like action movies, absolutely check this one out. Overall, I'll give this one a B+ on the entertainment scale. Let's go put an 8.5 out of 10. Action movie fans, absolutely check out this movie. Remember a couple years back, me and my buddy Griffin Film Speak were able to interview the director. You can check that out right over there. I highly recommend checking it out if you like action movies, if you like Extraction, or if you like my channel in general or Griffin's channel. It's right over there. Thank you so much for watching, and keep talking movies and TV too much. Bye-bye.